really, Bruce? Honor? Breath.
Let me talk.
When I killed you, and make no mistake, I will fucking kill you.
Mm-hmm. He sounds like how he did in BVS.
Yeah.
I'm along with that promise.
I do think, like, overall, like, I love I think the tactical suit really grew on me in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, much more than it did in Justice League. Yeah.
I just wish they kind of kept the same kind of voice, because I think the voice was a little too, like, robotic, just a tad bit.
Which one, in the tactical suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little different.
By the way,
I mean, it's like right here when he goes,
who do you think screamed the loudest? The girl?
Ooh.
Or the boy?
Like, what a sick fuck, man. Oh, that's like the creepiest, like,
I know. So here's my question, and to everyone in the chat as well. Where do you think they're going? Because, I mean, obviously, like, they're going somewhere, because wherever they're trying to get to, they haven't gotten there yet. And then, Deathstroke even says, where are we holding up? And he goes, somewhere he'll never expect. And then all of a sudden he finds them. So somehow they get out of this. Because, I mean, obviously, they don't all just get wiped out right here.
Some people were speculating the Batcave, but I think the Batcave has been destroyed already.
I would imagine, but then again, this would probably take place before the scene we saw in BVS. I would imagine, unless this is an alternate timeline, and that happened in an alternate Knightmare future. I mean, I don't know yet.
I think this is definitely an alternate future timeline
from what we saw in BVS.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different from BVS, because in BVS, Batman is killed by Superman when he's chained up, and and Mara and Cyborg and Flash and Deathstroke and Joker weren't even with him.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that this was before that happened. So then, like, they somehow get out of this. I mean, if I had to pick a way for them to get out of this fight with Batman, the only person that would be able to put up a fight with him would be, I mean, I would imagine, because, I mean, she came across very, like she wanted to kill him anyway. It would be Mara, because she was like, I'm gonna stab the bastard with this, drive through his heart or whatever. So I could see her being like, I don't care anymore, like, go, and, like, so then she stays there to fight him, and then he probably fucking
I think she would get wrecked, but she probably
she would get destroyed.
She'd get turned into some fish sticks. Yeah.
But the
I feel like the only one who could actually put up a fight against him would be Barry, because Barry probably 5 years later would have honed his powers better and learned how to actual combat with individuals, and he could probably learn more about his powers where he can actually go toe to toe with Superman.
Well, see, and that's true, Nova Joe. What if Batman's the only one that gets away? But I think that, wherever they're going, because it to me it feels like they need the Joker for what they're doing, because it's like, are you still glad you brought him along? What do you think? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're definitely bringing him along for a reason.
Yeah, this might be what Zach was talking about, where they need to get the mother box, and this is he knows a way to infiltrate one of Darkseid's facilities, because if you remember in BVS, he doesn't even have the kryptonite in that Knightmare timeline. So in that specific timeline that happened, Batman didn't even acquire the kryptonite. So then you have to wonder, how did how did that timeline end up? How did Superman come back? How did Darkseid get involved? Like, if Batman didn't have the kryptonite, so that means Superman just, like, pretty much won the fight, and maybe Superman tried some different tactics, and Batman didn't go down swinging, and he didn't almost kill Superman.
And it makes sense from that point of view, is because if you think about it now, okay, so in BVS, he's trying to get the kryptonite, right? So when we see the Nightmare sequence in BVS, he's trying to acquire the kryptonite, because he was trying to get it from Lex Luthor, because it says, LexCorp. So the idea could be that in that iteration of, like, when he's had that vision, when the Flash showed up and he had the vision of the Nightmare sequence, it could have been the fact that, hey, look, in that timeline, he never got the kryptonite to begin with. Right, and I'm agreeing with you with this, that he never got that that kryptonite, and so that's how this future kind of played out. And now we're seeing a different take, and I think it's telling that you have the Joker saying, how many, what do you say? How many timelines are there where you fail to save the world because of
you
your
didn't have the cojones to die yourself.
to die yourself? And so to me, that kind of says, like, you know, we're looking at another another timeline, another version of the Nightmare sequence. And Anthony, yeah, dude, I totally agree. Dude, Joker was fire.
So there are multiple timelines and multiple different like closures, I think, for each timeline that Barry runs back in time trying to warn Bruce constantly, and those timelines sprawl into different alternate endings. And then by the time Barry finally gets it right, that's when they finally end up defeating Darkseid.
Right.
So then you have to wonder, like, so pretty much in every timeline, Darkseid and evil Superman win all the time.
Tom King made Batman. Okay. Let's see. Carlos had something here. He says, I assume what was going to happen after would be that Mara and Deathstroke dying while Cyborg is ripped in half. Yeah, because remember, Cyborg does get ripped in half, but something has to happen in order for Superman to leave. Now we saw at the AT&T exhibit over in Dallas that there was what looked like kryptonite bullets that Deathstroke had. So if that's the case, maybe he used those on Batman, or not Batman, on Superman. He got jacked up to the point where he had to leave. I don't know, because something would have made him leave. I don't think the Joker has the ability to tell him to go away. So
I love that part in the Nightmare sequence when Superman lands down, everyone's like, let's get ready to battle him. Joker's like, we're all gonna fucking die, and he just laughs his ass off.
Yeah, seriously, it's like,
but he's also laughing because Batman just swore that he'll kill him, and he's like, you don't get to kill me.
Well, yeah, he's just like, you guys, like, we're all fucked now.
Yeah, I feel like Cyborg could probably put up a fight, but he'd just get destroyed in the end.
Yeah, he would get destroyed. What's up, Cisco? And then where to go here? Did you guys talk about Jared Leto's mustache? Was that real?
That's not real.
That was not real. There's no way that he had a mustache.
You can clearly tell he was clean shaven. Like,
yeah,
even like the month that he went back for reshoots, he was clean shaven. That's some BS.
Let's see. Joker helps get the mother box. Batman continues building the treadmill. Cyborg calculates as a precaution. Just before Barry is set to make the jump, Batman sets up a deal to get kryptonite. He gets captured just as Batman dies by Superman. Flash makes the jump. No, and Carlos, I definitely agree. I think that in BVS, in the Nightmare sequence, I think that as he was trying to get that, that kryptonite, I think that they were down below in the Batcave trying to getting ready to use the cosmic treadmill. And I and then at the end, they have them all strung up. You would think that he'd be interrogating them, but I don't know. I'm saying he just like lasers everybody and kills Batman. So like I said, I think that we're getting glimpses of what the Nightmare future is going to be about. But if we do get this Justice League Part 2, I mean, he even said it's going to be a Nightmare movie, which is going to be super badass. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I just got done watching for like probably the 5th or 6th time. I don't even know how many times I've watched this movie. But last night we watched. Hold on, let me just get this. We watched Mad Max Fury Road.
Awesome movie.
I fucking love that movie. It's so good. Oh my! And I was telling my wife because she was like super disturbed by the movie because like she's like, oh my gosh, it's like really weird. She had never seen it before. I've seen it like a ton of times, and so I told her when we're watching it, I was like, dude, I go, this movie is like, it's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And she was like, what is beautiful about this? I was like, dude, look at the cinematography. Look at these shots. I mean, it's such a beautiful movie. And
that's like a heavy metal fan's like wet dream.
Oh yeah.
Not just like the music too, but like it has so much of like that classic amazing. Music is great. No, but like it's not just like people say like, oh, it's heavy metal. Like it's also heavy metal like the way those 80s comics were, like the ones that Zach drew inspiration from when he was a kid that got him first into like inspiring to be a filmmaker. Like just those high fantasy, hardcore, like badass imagery. And like you could definitely tell like Fury Road was like Miller's film that he's always wanted to make with
Like
Mad Max. Because
he was a passion
restricted.
project,
Yeah, because back then he was more restricted by the budget and the time. It was like the early 70s, early 80s, stuff like that. And with Fury Road, you could tell like he really got to do everything he truly wanted.
Oh, dude, it was so good. I know we're like switching gears here, but dude, we watched it last night, and I kept thinking to myself, like, dude, if we get a Justice League, a DC movie set in a apocalyptic, dystopian future, it's gonna be so badass. I was like, dude, this is so good. I can't. Like, I was just like, dude.
And then the description in the whiteboards, the storyboards, how it says it'll be like a Mad Max Fury Road style finale where it's Batman and the ragtag refugees all trying to escape with the mother box with Superman on their tail, and they're all like sacrificing themselves on these like one-on-one or like team combo battles against Superman, where they're trying their best and they just all get annihilated, and Batman's like the only one who's able to get back to Flash to operate with the mother box and the cosmic treadmill. Like that would be, it's going to be such a mind fuck.
It's going to be so epic, dude. So, and even in those boards too, going back to those storyboards, that there was a lot of storyboards that I liked, the story that I liked, but some of my favorite parts were in the Knightmare future. And I loved how, Deadshot, who was alive in that version of the story, he tries to shoot him with a kryptonite bullet, and Superman dodges it. Yeah, and then right away, Batman goes, "Deadshot, what's going on?" And he says, "This better save my daughter's life." And then he just goes,
and then he just
flies through the building and just
through the building. He wrecks him like fucking.
Yeah, it was just like bam!
Africa scene, but this time he actually kills the guy.
Yeah, you're just like
smushes him.
You're just like, holy shit, he's dead. He's dead.
And then they describe how Mara tries to like suck the water out of him, and she only gets like maybe a couple seconds in. He just fucking crushes her.
Yeah, it just says he crushes her.
Yeah.
Doesn't even say exactly how.
Does he like crush her like head? Does he crush her body? Like how does he crush her? Like,
well, because he probably has. Because you figure, they did these storyboards before they even filmed Justice League. So that scene where Steppenwolf, has her and she's sucking the water out. I mean, obviously, like that I'm sure that was some inspiration from the story that they come up with. Like, hey, let's have her do that. And if he was holding her in any kind of fashion like that, he probably just would, he just like crush her head, like.
Yeah,
he's
like
so
the
strong.
water was to come out. He'd be like, "What the hell?" Just
yeah, he'd be like, you were just like, "Fuck!" And then not even that, but like Green Lantern, fucking is like shooting him, and he just like fucking powers through it and cuts
his arm,
cuts his fucking arm off.
Yeah,
I was like, "Holy shit!" But
that's
what's funny about
really
that? And what's interesting about that is that we see Darkseid cut off the arm of Yalangar. Yalangar.
That is such a. If you want to talk about my favorite part of the movie, I'm an oddball. The part where he kills that Green Lantern is so badass.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Like that motherfucker's big, and he moves fast for a big like strong alien. Like he's swift on the battlefield.
I actually no, he is for a big guy. Yeah. He's not like he's Shaq, you know what I mean? He's he's a god.
Like he's a brute, but he's fast.
Yeah, he's a brute, but he's fast. And the thing too that I like is what Geeks was saying right here. I hope Will Smith's Deadshot comes back. I would not mind seeing more characters like show up in this Knightmare future. Like, so then like let's say they get back to the Batcave, and that's where you see Will Smith is there. Just other characters that end up dying anyway. But it'd be kind of cool to say, oh shit, they're still alive. That's pretty badass.
And those are some A-list actors who can get to promote the film, more money, more merchandise.
And I mean, they had a plan for Will Smith's. I mean, it made sense too. Because I'm thinking the other day, before I saw that, I was like, dude, it's kind of crazy. They had fucking Will Smith in this movie, and they can't even get him to come back. Well, I know that he had scheduling issues, so that's why he couldn't do the Suicide Squad.